Moving to university may be one of the most challenging transitions of your life. On top of having to explore a huge campus, make new friends, and manage your studies, there is another crucially important aspect you have to deal with: money. While it may seem like a silly topic to discuss, managing your weekly spending is crucial to setting up good financial habits. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how. Hey guys, my name's Owen and I'm a first year medical student studying at Monash University. Today, I'll be breaking down my weekly spendings and expenses to give you an idea of my budget as a uni student. I'll be running through everything from food to rent and recreational spending, and I'll also be sharing some money saving tips, so make sure you stick to the end of the video to make the most of that. Of course, these tips are not financial advice in any way, so please consult a professional if you're seeking assistance with your current situation. And with that, let's jump right into today's video. So I started off my Monday morning with my same daily breakfast of Weet-Bix and cornflakes, which I had at home, so that didn't cost me anything. And for lunch, I had lasagna, a beef pie, some mixed veggies, and toast, which I had at home also, so that was at no cost to me. So my main expense that day ended up being shopping, so I usually like to do a big shop at the start of the week, so that lasts me well for my meal prep. And I managed to hitch a ride with some of my friends and do this shop over at Woolly, so I actually ended up getting a huge amount of stuff, which include many kilos of pork mince, chicken drumsticks, and meat pies. So that ended up costing me $92.50, but thankfully with a voucher I had, that went down to $42.50. As for Tuesday, I had my usual breakfast and lunch at home, so that didn't cost me anything extra. Sadly, I did realize I was running out of milk for my protein shake, so I went over to the local Monash merchant to buy some more, and that ended up costing me $4.99. As for dinner, I was feeling a little bit lazy, so along with my roast chicken and egg salad, I ordered a cheeky linguine carbonara pasta from Uber Eats, and this cost me $23.98, but thanks to a gift card I had for my Hall Talent show, I was able to grab this free of cost. So on Wednesday, my first two meals were again at no extra cost because I had them at home, but with my assignments starting to rack up, I did decide to grab a quick dinner at the on-campus Halls Cafe with my mate Ricardo. This was a lovely beef bourguignon which went for a fair price of $6. And later that night, my dad came to visit me from Cairns, so I gave him a quick tour of the campus and shouted him a GYG meal for $23.50. And fast forwarding to my Thursday morning, as part of my goal to become a gym rat, I decided to stock up on protein powder, so I made a big order at Bulk Nutrients with some of my friends for $195.20, but the portion I was paying was $80.65. Today, all three of my meals were at home, so there were no extra costs there. But that night, I decided it might be nice to go out with some of my friends, so I did end up spending roughly $15 on drinks. On Friday morning, after having to wake up for a 9 a.m. class, I decided to get myself a late morning breakfast burrito, hash brown, and coffee, all for the price of 80 cents as part of GYG's ongoing promotion for new members. And free dinner was served at 9 p.m. at the Medical Environmental Association's movie night, and I enjoyed 3 servings of lovely Japanese vegetarian curry. Winding down for the week, I decided to treat myself and do a bit of online shopping and purchase some fresh kicks that I'd been saving up for. Honestly, these were insanely expensive at $347, but hey, you only live once and you gotta treat yourself sometimes. On the weekends, I generally stay at home because I tutor some high school students and I also want to keep on top of my studies like a true med student. So for these days, I often just have my meal prep and there are no additional costs there. In terms of weekly expenses, these are mainly things like rent. So at Richardson Hall, where I'm currently staying, I'm charged $279.30 per week for rent, but this is kindly paid by my parents, so it's at no expense to me. And in terms of my course fees, I'm currently paying around $233 per week as a medical student. Obviously, these are mostly covered by the HECS Help Loan for domestic students at the moment, but I will need to pay these off once I graduate. And the only other expense that I currently have is my mobile prepaid plan of $7.50 per week, which is generously also paid by my parents. So overall, this is a bit of a skewed summary because I don't normally spend this much, but to simplify things, I'm going to break it down into the essentials, which are basically food and meals, and then we have the extras, which are discretionary items or maybe things I don't have to pay for personally. So as you can tell from the breakdowns, I spend around $173.44 on essentials and $866.80 on the extras, which includes things like rent and course fees. And as a uni student, I think that most people would say if you're working at least part-time or getting some form of support from the government, this is usually enough to pay for the essentials such as food and rent. And before we jump into some fantastic money-saving tips, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Every bit of support matters in helping to grow this channel, so please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And so my first tip is to save money. This probably seems super obvious, but it's surprising how many people fail to stick with this. My main tips would include trying to split your income so that half goes into your savings as a backup and half goes into your usable storage. And then also include a high interest account like ANZ Plus, which helps to maximize your earning potential. Secondly, try to spend money only on the essentials. Of course, you can treat yourself every now and again doing some online shopping or buying decorations for your room, but most weeks you just want to stick to what you actually need. Thirdly, buy bulk. The upfront cost may be higher, but you save so much more money in the long run. Through this process, me and some of the other boys also bulk cook and meal prep so we can avoid spending money on takeaway food. Fourthly, take advantage of free stuff and student discounts. There is almost bound to be some sort of free food on campus during some point of the week, and there's actually a whole Instagram page dedicated to this, so that's definitely worth checking out. Finally, reach out if you need support. There are various scholarships, university loans, and government allowances for those in need. So if that sounds like you, check out the link in the description to look into these further. So there we go guys, that wraps up another fun little video. This was slightly longer than some of the other weeks, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Definitely check out my meal prepping video if you want to learn how to meal prep and cook as a uni student, but otherwise have fun, keep studying, and I'll see you in the very next video. Peace.